Hello, everybody, and welcome back to your LolCow News Network. Of course, I'm your host, Anchorman Sam, and today we're joined by a special guest. Now, of course, he's got a battle scar too, General Chilla.
How's it going, everybody? Today, we're looking at KingCobraJFS, and right now, he definitely looks like an Imperial, low-armored, who went into the Hargraven quest and was like, man, I'm completely under level for this, and I got myself into something I can't handle. And he's got a peach body armor just to let it sink in that he's got some recovery to do. But this was the time, I think, before Jessica had got there. So I think Josh is just mentally preparing himself. Took too many hits of Duster, and now he just got a little bit of a hangover. He's like, I guess I'll go live so I can get a few shots of whiskey in me to make this feel a little better.
You know, I'm glad you brought up that peach body armor that he's drinking on, because honestly, I like peach flavored anything, really. And that's why I want to bring up today's partner for the channel, W Energy. Now, what makes W Energy unique is it's sugar-free, 0 calorie, and has 0 artificial coloring, and only 150 milligrams of caffeine, which it definitely looks like our boy Josh is going to need. And the best part is right now, if you go ahead and use my code on the website, use code LNN, for the whole month of September, they're giving 20% off. You know, thank you again to W Energy for partnering with us here. It's appreciated. And if you guys want my suggestion, I personally think their Calio Cream and Peach and Beach flavor are the best ones out there. Beach and Peach is definitely my favorite out of the two because, again, I like peach flavored things.
And you can't deny that your Duppy energy drink is far better than any Duster that you could be huffing at the time. So go ahead and buy the Duppy energy instead.
Exactly. A healthier, tastier alternative to Duster.
You crazy bastards, KingCobraJFS back at it with another video. Hope you all are doing fantastic. I have a bottle of Peach Mango Body Armor Light. This is one of, if not my favorite, sports drink. It's got a lot of stuff in it that's good for you. Check all that right there. Yeah. It's got 2 of my favorite flavors of fruit and that's good. That is tasty stuff right there, people. You stick that in the fridge and it gets ice cold. Oh, that hits so good. So anyways, I do post videos of Terrence Pop on the old Facebook page, of my Facebook page, and I'll make the post public. And I got a comment from somebody that wasn't even my friend on Facebook. It was a public comment on my public post. They were telling me not to watch Terrence Pop because it's just content created for angry divorced men, blah, blah, blah. And I figured I'd address that comment because I blocked them from my Facebook, and I says, right now, if you don't like what I post on my Facebook page, then don't watch it. But why is it that... Hold on one second. Blow that out the open window there. Why is it that women can have a ton of talk shows and or podcasts or YouTube channels or like TikToks dedicated to trashing on men? Why is it that women are the only ones allowed to be bitter about divorce? When women control sex, dating, divorce, and society in general, because as it sits, society is stacked against men. And because nobody gives a fuck about men's mental health, and that's a number one reason why I watch.
You know, I love the way that Cobra says the word divorce. I don't know why, it's just funny. Maybe it's an accent, maybe he just genuinely cannot pronounce that word, but it brings me joy. So I guess that's kind of a win for me and a loss for him.
I think honestly, it's his body can't even register the fact of divorce. He's never even experienced anything close to it. Now, maybe since Null isn't all the way there in the head, when you leave her, it's something kind of similar to divorce because she's never going to stop pestering you. She's always going to be involved in your life in some way, shape, or form. Except she's never found the hidden treasure in Cobra's apartment, so now she just got to work on destroying his life from the inside out.
And it also probably doesn't help. He might just be a little bit on the drunk side. And I agree, but I don't necessarily agree with your point there. Personally, I think he's living his own personal hell on Earth. It is punishment for every bad thing he has ever done to have her in his life still. So yeah, actually just like a divorce.
Well, maybe that's the cause for the duster hallucinations. You know, you got to get into a different reality, no matter what it is.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And then, I mean, who is this man to try to criticize relationships?
I know, he can't even keep a lizard in his own house.
Exactly. But let's get back on into the vidya.
And society in general, because as it sits, society is stacked against men. And because nobody gives a fuck about men's mental health, and that's a number one reason why I watch Terrence Pop, is because he cares about men's mental health and he helps prevent men from killing themselves. And speaking of suicide, let's have another hit of this cigarette. Because as it sits, YouTube, women control sex, dating, divorce, and they just, you know what I'm saying? First of all, women are like, we're sick and tired of men running everything. And it's like, well, you in a society expect men to toughen up and run everything and do everything and pay for everything, and then you get mad because, well, men make more money than women. And like I've said before, there's a reason why women make less money than men, because traditionally speaking, men will take on more tougher and more dangerous jobs, and because men are expected to pay for everything. And when it comes to divorce courts, women aren't being handed child support payments, are they? Go ahead, I'll wait. Now, I watched my father go through a very messy divorce with my first birth mother. And by all accounts, my stepmom's a way better mom anyways. But that's not the point. And when I was a little kid watching that, I had no idea. But after I've grown up and I've been red-pilled, you know what I'm saying? I look back on it and I'm like, yeesh. My dad had to fight like hell to get custody of me. He did. The divorce between my father and my birth mother was pretty messy. And then after the fact, after he did divorce her, she tried like hell to get me taken away from him by lying to Child Protective Services, calling the cops on him nonstop, just real psychotic shit. And she finally eventually stopped and accepted her own fate. And what Terrence Pop does is he helps men with mental abuse and physical abuse that they receive from women. He helps them with their mental issues. He helps...
Man, you know, it's pretty damn clear to me that Cobra's parents' divorce affected him in more ways than one.
I mean, honestly, dude, that cigarette he's smoking, as many puffs as he's taken off of it, seems more structurally sound than his mindset, bro. He has never got over the divorce of his parents. It's been 15, 20 years since it happened. Dude, she isn't talking to you. You're 30-something years old. It's time to get over it, King Cobra. You got real women in your life to worry about. Queen Cobra is literally sitting outside of your window waiting to pounce, bro.
Exactly. I mean, look, buddy, you got mommy issues. It happens, but come on, buddy. That cigarette ain't gonna make it go away.
I don't even think Clunt has recovered from this divorce because he spends the rest of his life just promoting feminism, and that's a great thing. Unless it's coming from someone like Clint, where it's just disturbing. That's all he talks about. If I was his wife, I would be having some conversations with him.
Men with their depression through comedy. You know what I'm saying? So why is it we can have like 10 million shows on YouTube, podcasts, whatever, women trashing men, when it's like women don't need grief counseling from divorce when they control it? It's a question I'd like to ask you. Why is it that men are not allowed to be bitter about breakups, but women are? Like, that is such bullshit. And if you don't like what I post on my Facebook page, then don't watch it. It's my page. I'll do what the fuck I want with it. As long as I'm not posting super graphic content, who cares? And the truth of it is, our society is stacked against men. No one cares about our feelings or our emotions. If we try to explain ourselves or be like, this is how I'm feeling, we get told you're just mansplaining. But don't you dare accuse a woman of nagging, because that makes you an ass. And it's a little too early in the day to be drinking alcohol, so that's why I'm slamming one of these delicious bastards. So I was watching a video on South Park that came up recently, and it's the scene where Wendy Testerberger flips out on Butters for rejecting one of her female friends. And the response Butters gives, that he wants a woman who looks good and takes care of herself. And it pisses Wendy Testerberger off. And it's like, well, here's the thing of it. Whenever it comes to like the whole body positivity movement, it's only for chicks. Let's be realistic. Women can reject you for being fat and not having a six-pack abs, but if you reject her because her tits aren't big enough, you're a fucking pig. And to be fair, women are held to a higher beauty standard than men. Most people don't give a shit if men are fat and hairy and gross, but I digress. So I will extend an olive branch on that situation. But women and men want the same thing. And it's only called out on the shallow shit when men do it. That's called a double standard. Looks are not everything, but if you can't get a hard on when you try to f her, it ain't gonna happen. When it comes to love, you gotta find someone you're attracted to physically and mentally. You have a healthy balance of both, it'll work. It's tasty. Here's the thought. If you don't like what somebody posts on a social media page, don't watch. Don't watch. You don't like what somebody posts. It's that simple. you don't like what I post on my YouTube or my Facebook, then don't watch. Don't comment, because your comments is going to get deleted and you're going to get blocked. There's plenty of YouTubers I don't like, and I don't watch them because I don't.
Bro, at this point, King Cobra, you don't have to worry about people clicking off and not watching you. You just shouldn't worry about that at this point. Because if there's a true sign that people, thousands of people, are going to watch you consistently, it's the Mead Saga. People were literally sitting there like, I wonder what kind of stuff he's going to put in his mead today. And like every 2 weeks, it would be an update. Oh, we put Oreos in this mead. Oh, we put jalapenos in this mead. And then you put Skittles in another one, and we all knew they wasn't getting you too drunk, or if they was, it was just all the infections that was running through you at the time, debilitating your body. Like, that was a boring saga. But now you're with Null, and you're dealing with all this backlash. Your life finally got interesting again. You should definitely be worried about getting rid of her, but you'll never do that, because that will spite the trolls. You know, no more 6-year dry spells for Cobra. Null's going to pop up every 3 or so months, and it's going to end. But what that comes with is your life is incredibly interesting to people who've been watching you forever at this point. So they're going to keep watching, and there's nothing you two can do about it.
You're not wrong on that. Honestly, at this point, watching Cobra comes from more of a state of morbid curiosity as to what he's doing, you know, today, or, you know, what did he do last week? And I'm not saying, you know, everyone wants to binge watch him, but I think people who do watch him try to go through his channel once a week and find maybe 1 or 2 half-decent videos.
There's gold littered throughout King Cobra's content, but with Null been there now, it's just amplified that, in my opinion.
Oh, I completely agree with that. Null has definitely been a change in the plot of KingCobraJFS that I didn't expect, but I'm enjoying.
You know, and I definitely still think, since Null is creeping around Casper, that this is going to end with a one-on-one fight between Clunt and Null.
And for that matter, again, who is Cobra to try to talk to people about love? He definitely doesn't love Null. He just wants to never have another dry spell. And, you know, look, that's a quest exactly, and that's a quest a lot of men are on, and Cobra, he achieved that quest.
And there are plenty of people on Facebook who post crap about stuff I don't like, so I ignore it. Like, this is the toxicity of social media as a whole. You see someone post something on social media you don't like, so you immediately have to comment. Like, your OCD triggers you into doing it, you know what I'm saying? And it's bullshit. And if you do the stats, men's suicide rates are higher than women's. And women want to scream about how sexist it is that the minimum wage pay gap doesn't pay women the same amount of money. Well, the sexist part is true to a point, but women's products cost more money. And when women's clothing, etc., costs more money and men are expected to pay for everything, and then when 9 times out of 10 men get screwed over in divorce court and nobody cares because you're a man, suck it up, pussy. That's what it is. You cannot expect men to run everything and then get pissed off as soon as we do it. That's kind of bullshit. Pick a lane. And if, like, women do what Terrence Pop does for women, nobody bats a fucking eye. If women do what Terrence Pop does for men, for other women, by building them up, telling them you're strong, that you don't gotta fall for all the bullshit on the dating scene, you know, that men are trash, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Women everywhere are gaslighting and going, yes, queen, slay, preach it. Why is it that when women get treated like shit on the dating scene, people seem to give a fuck? But When men get treated like crap on the dating scene, we're told to just suck it up, pussy, and maybe you shouldn't have pissed her off. Because dudes want to get laid. It's what it is. It's what it is. And women, modern women, not all of them, but the majority of modern women have been brainwashed by fourth wave femcel, and they call it modern day feminism. And modern day feminism is incredibly toxic. It's taught women to hate each other, to hate men, and to blame themselves for nothing while blaming men for everything. In the episode of South Park, talking about how like Photoshop sets unrealistic body expectations for women, it can also set unrealistic, because you think they don't use Photoshop to enhance a man's looks. Oh, but you can't say that because it goes against the narrative. Kiss my ass. Excuse me. And there are plenty of good-looking dudes who set unrealistic expectations for dudes everywhere. You know, maybe you haven't been laid in 6 months to a year and you're feeling not the most handsomest. So to take your mind off of it, you go to watch.
Man, one thing I don't understand is why was Cobra so hung up on, oh, women only are here to blame men? Did him and Nall get into a fight before he started recording this? Because that's kind of what I'm feeling off of this. And for that matter, he's sitting here talking about, you know, action stars. What kind of action star does he look like?
And now the only thing King Cobra is left with is doing a few ninja moves in his chair, pulling a recent movie Steven Seagal, because at any moment, Nall could bust in. Who knows when a troll's done paid for a flight to Casper for her.
Some new movie coming out, some action-packed movie, right? Got Vin Diesel, The Rock, whoever, you know. And then somewhere halfway through the movie, an explosion in the movie happens. And the dude's got his shirt ripped off, and he's oiled, he's chiseled. You know, he's got the ultimate male physique. And you're trying not to feel bad about the way you look, but then you...
Bro, why are you describing this man in this much detail, Cobra? Is there something
it's so bad?
Is he trying to tell us something right now? Hey, look, no judgments or anything. But is Cobra just coming out of the closet right now? Is that what's happening?
Hey, the guy who leaves a comment in all of our videos, he's been right this entire time.
How dare he?
You go, Cobra.
Good job, Cobra.
You go, Cobra.
Some new movie coming out, some action-packed movie, right? Got Vin Diesel, The Rock, whoever, you know. And then somewhere halfway through the movie, an explosion in the movie happens. And the dude's got his shirt ripped off, and he's oiled, he's chiseled. You know, he's got the ultimate male physique. And you're trying not to feel bad about the way you look, but then you see 3 to 4 hot young chicks munching their popcorn, sitting in front of you, going nuts over the shirtless dude. And then you, as a guy, you immediately feel like crap about the way you look. And then as a dude, you can't say anything because you'll get told you're just mansplaining. Fuck off. And it's like if a chick rejects you because you're too fat for her taste, no one's going to call her a body-shaming, hypocritical about it. No, they're not. They're going to tell you, well, dude, how badly do you want that chick to fuck you? Better hit the gym, fat ass. And the truth of it is, not every dude likes a super fit chick. And not every chick likes a super fit dude. You know? But the way our society pins people against each other based off of race, creed, sexual orientation, and gender, and what have you, and class, and It's disgusting. Instead of focusing on what makes humans the same and why we need to get along, and as long as you're not a sicko, who gives a shit? I have no problems with gay people because I like getting my dick sucked by chicks. I like eating that pussy. So I'm not here to judge, women or men for liking what they like, Just the way I look at it. If gay dudes want to suck each other's dicks, man, more power to you, man. The chicks want to eat each other out, more power to you, I like getting my dick sucked by chicks. I like eating out chicks. And my qualifications for a woman are not that difficult. Biologically gendered, alive, non-related, consenting female adult. Pretty straightforward. If she happens to be a smoke show and has physical attractive qualities to go with her personality, then that's a bonus. But what it comes down to is women are totally allowed to be shallow, and because of that, you see some busted ass chicks with the highest standards. And it's like, oh, aren't you adorable? And good for them, right? But like the guys they want are not going to go after chicks like that. Because the guys who are in the top tier, you know what I'm saying, are going after chicks way harder. And what it comes down to is women are programmed to crave a man who provides. And that's just it. When men are expected to provide everything, go to war, fight for your country, come home and have the skills to be able to fix cars, buy you a house, bring home the bacon. And this is why men feel insecure with themselves when women make more money than they do, because men are being programmed that if you're not making more money than the woman, that you're a beta bitch and you're a pussy and blah, 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 and fuck all that. That is such horseshit. So all you can do in that situation is support your woman and provide for the relationship in other ways. It does not make you less of a man if the woman makes more money. It doesn't. The women want men who are good looking and take care of themselves and what have you, but when men want the same thing, we're shallow pigs. And it's like the hypocrisy of the genders is a real thing. And oddly enough, when I call it out, like I see it, people call me a f***hole. And it's like, I'm not trying to be a I'm just trying to help women and men better understand each other.
Dude, it is so rich hearing this from King Cobra, especially after you hear the recent voicemails that he put out. King Cobra has been talking to Naw like trash, and I know we've been clowning on Naw a little bit throughout the video, but that's the only girl King Cobra has got in his house in like, what, the last 6 years? And he doesn't treat her with respect. He doesn't care about her. The only thing he sees in her is a booty call. And the fact is, she got rid of his 6-year dry spell. There's been no other girl in the world who's even come close to offering. So, why would King Cobra disrespect her? He's the only girl she's got. But when he's online, he's talking in his videos, oh, he loves women. He's never going to disrespect one. He misses his mom and he loves his stepmom so much. But when he got choked out at the gas station, why did he do that? Well, because Clint was a little mad at him for disrespecting his stepmom. King Cobra truly doesn't normally mean what he's saying in these one-on-one videos. It's about when you see King Cobra interacting with real people, when his true self comes out. Because somehow, King Cobra has a little bit of an idea about his public image, but his defiance disorder constantly interrupts that, in my opinion.
Oh, I agree, except he can't admit that he was wrong and messed up where Now's involved. He doesn't want to give the trolls that because even though she is completely insane, the trolls can't win. That'll never happen.
Trolls can never win, homie.
Exactly. But
You banned, troll.
how dare they? And if you all like the video, make sure you go ahead, you like, subscribe, comment, hit that bell notification, share the video with mom, dad, grandma, grandpa. It all helps out the channel. And join in the members listing. As well, I'm going to go ahead and let my homeboy here, General Chilla, say something. Make sure you subscribe to him too. Link will be in the description.
Thank you so much, homie. Thank you for having me on the channel. Anyone, if you can, please go subscribe to Major Chilla, the YouTube channel. And if you haven't already, please check me out on twitch.tv under Major Chilla 2. I appreciate it a lot, homies, and you guys have a good one.
This is Sam, signing off.